shake it up.
What is up? The Martini Boys are back and
Woo!
Viva Las Vegas!
Oh, Alex went to Vegas, baby.
I went to Vegas.
Cheers to
I made
Vegas.
It. Cheers. That was a great episode, guys. Thanks. Thanks for
At
coming.
the end.
I put
That's
some
good.
pumpkin spice.
So
Make it a little more Halloween.
What's the formula we got here?
Oh, fall.
Another classic, but yeah, a little fall twist.
Okay.
Little bit of the chocolate,
Yeah.
chocolate milk.
Today was the last day of summer, so.
No, it's the 23rd. I Googled it today.
Wait, really?
Right? Traditionally, it was always the 21st.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
thought.
so
I
it's the
Googled it,
23rd.
and it's the 23rd. So we got 2 more days, baby.
All right.
Damn.
Well, then I was in Vegas during summer still, so that was cool. I gotta tell you about it.
Yeah.
So, as you know, Danny, we went for my bachelor party. So we went there. Different trip. It was the boys' trip.
About
So-
a year ago, like probably this week or something.
Yeah, it was a year ago. I think we were like a week early.
Okay.
So we went ATVing. We saw a show or two. We went to the Strat, which is like this big, tall, needle-looking building.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
you've been there before, and so our buddy Panji, he was my best man for the wedding. He booked a comedy show, so we were like, oh, sick. We'll see like stand-up comedy or whatever. So we go to the Strat and we get there, and it's like this dancing, like in the dark, like stick man design thing. Like it's all like the lights go out, they're dancing. To get to the point, it was a great show. It just wasn't. It wasn't stand-up.
We thought we were
comedy.
seeing
yeah,
a comedian,
Yeah, that's what
like
you would
straight
think.
up. Yeah,
but it was a lot better than I thought it would
it was.
be.
It was pretty sick.
It started, and we're all like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But it got really cool.
He's like,
and
what's
like,
up, guys?
I think we just kind of just embraced it and got into it, and it was really cool.
Yeah, it was. It was. They
Wait,
made
so-
things like float and like they did a Michael
Everything was
Jackson segment.
choreographed. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
Was it at the top of this Strat?
No.
No.
Or it
In
was,
the
yeah,
bottom.
because there's like a little mall almost in the bottom,
It's a
right?
whole
From what I
hotel.
remember.
Yeah, there's like a ballroom or something I think that it was in.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
time I went there, were like stores, I feel like, at the bottom or something. Because my friend like jumped off the top of it. You know, you can like get on
Oh yeah.
those straps. He jumped off the top, and like I didn't do it because I'm afraid of
So-
heights. But
Yeah, so Mike and I, his brother and I, went to the top. We all went to the very top, but we did that launch thing that goes straight up.
That was
It
intense.
was wild, dude.
I'm trying to think of
Wild.
what that is.
like at the fair at a carnival when that like there's like it's just like a tall.
Oh yes.
I
Yeah.
don't even know how to explain.
I know
it,
what you're
but
talking
they
about.
They get launched up straight up like up this machine.
How high does it go? Like super high?
The pole itself was probably like 100 feet, 150 feet.
Yeah, maybe
on,
That's enough for
yeah,
me.
Probably
Two?
150, maybe a little bit more.
but then
But you're on
top
of the building.
Strat.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah.
So
It was
yeah, no
nuts.
thanks.
That
for
must
me,
be
but
new
Alex and my
because-
brother went and
I
they
think
sent
so.
it, and it was pretty cool to see.
We
and,
made it.
and obviously it's for Alex's bachelor, so it was pretty cool.
Wanted to go all out.
So you went for your honeymoon, right? Is that what that was?
Yeah. So and with the bachelor party, we did like ATVing and stuff. It was cool. It was awesome. So now we go back about a year later, and we did more of like that, you know,
It was just you and Lexi
just
for the
Lexi and I.
honeymoon.
Yep. And we saw 2 shows. We saw Cirque du Soleil. That was a must. The original that started it all.
That's awesome.
It's called Mystere. And then we went to the Magician's Study. So you don't know till the day of, and they tell you where it's going to be. You have a password.
It's like a
It's like a speakeasy, kind of
yeah.
like vibe. It was very cool. It was definitely like a comedy. He did a lot of jokes,
that's cool.
but it was still fun. We went to Hell's Kitchen, the beef Wellington, beautiful,
Gordon
delicious. Oh man, it was sick.
Is he in there when you're
He's on the screen and he like
okay?
yeah, he like talks to you. It's kind of like an interactive like thing, but
Does he
all
in-
the season winners are on the wall.
Does he insult you when you walk by? He's
I
like,
wish
"Hey,
that
you-
would be awesome.
you
That would
idiot
be awesome.
sandwich."
Yeah, that
Enjoy
would
your
be
meal, you idiot
Yeah,
sandwich.
Yeah.
What are you? It was expensive, but it was so worth it. And then we went to a Italian place before the magician show. So all in all, it was great. We won some, we lost some. We did the casinos.
And you said that a good portion of like the strip was kind of like blocked
So,
off for
yes.
the F1 races, the Formula 1 races, which comes to town next month.
So yeah, so when we were there a year ago, they were building the Sphere, which is that huge ball with all those LED
That's
like
pretty
screens.
cool.
Is very cool. And then there was like coming 2023 F1, and I was like, oh, cool. So I didn't know. I was just picturing like a racetrack.
Yeah.
But F1 is like you had mentioned. It's like all like squiggly, like crazy tracks, and they have like very fast cars,
So they probably
supercars.
start at a racetrack, but then it kind of goes through downtown Vegas, like down the strip.
Destroyed. Like the Bellagio, that water show. So they have every 30 minutes, the water shoots up, waterworks with the music, the lights, and in front of that beautiful hotel, like the Bellagio. You can't walk on that sidewalk anymore. It's completely filled with like construction workers and all the and like machinery and stuff. They're like jackhammering.
You just can't go down there.
No, and all the trees are gone. So and there's like metal fences up. It's a mess.
The
and
locals must be
they
little
are
pissed.
They are pissed. They're like, why would you remove the trees? It was so beautiful.
But
And
the trees that are there were planted there
They
because
were.
they're all palm trees, so they weren't really there to begin with. But
no,
But it's like part of the ambiance.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
I'm
I get
hoping
that.
that's actually a good point. I'm hoping they took the palm trees and put them somewhere else temporarily
Bring 'em
and
back.
like replanted
Probably.
them and
They
kept them
probably
fed.
would do that.
Or F1's an expensive sport. They probably could just pay
It's
for
their
new trees.
least. Yeah. Like everyone we've seen online, like that have commented, they're like, this is the least amount of support you would get, like for a sport like that in Las Vegas.
And like you said, like Vegas has a lot of like places for boxing. There's a lot of arenas, so like anything boxing or like
shows,
yeah,
concerts, like that sphere, which is awesome. The first performance is going to be by U2. And it's like a fully immersive experience. So what you see on the outside is going to be on the inside.
Wow.
And I guess your
Wait, you
chairs
can
are
go
going to
inside
move.
it?
Yeah, so they're going to
that's
perform
wild.
inside.
Oh, that's cool.
Think of like the Omni Theater, like
Yeah,
IMAX,
yeah.
but like
That's
Vegas
cool.
style.
Vegas, baby.
But
Dang.
Vegas, baby. Hey, it was awesome. I'd probably go back one more time.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you had a
so,
good time and
Yeah.
kind of like your kind of mini moon you said or something. Or
Yeah. We're gonna go on an actual one.
it's more tropical.
Yeah, a tropical one. End of the year, but it was cool, and I wanted to go back.
Yeah.
I had like such a little tease and taste from when we went.
It was fun.
Yeah,
It's a 3-night town.
definitely.
After that, it just becomes a lot.
Yeah,
At least for
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah,
If you're a big party animal, then maybe a little bit longer.
because you don't want to
but
sleep.
It's just wild.
Yeah. What when you were there, like what did you do? Or what did you think was like the best, the worst?
I went there twice. I went there once with just my friend. We drove all around. I think we flew into Los Angeles, then we drove all the way to Vegas, which was a long drive, but just to like see, what it looked like. We went to Death Valley on the way there.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't really have any money, so we didn't really do much. And so we just like drove.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah. I remember like driving through one part of the desert where and we were running low on gas and we couldn't find a gas station. And back then that was like 2015.
Where were
and
you
like,
driving from?
we drove from LA to Vegas.
Okay.
And then from Vegas we were going all the way to San Jose, which is
Damn.
like super far.
Yeah, I've driven to all those places.
Okay.
Yeah. And so like we would just sleep in the car.
Right.
But like we got to one point where we didn't have any gas pretty much and we could not find
There's
a
like
gas
one
station.
gas station on the road to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because it's like a
crazy.
4.5 hour drive, right?
Yeah,
4
and,
hours,
like,
four and a half
dude, you're going
hours.
through the middle of the desert, and it just feels like you're going so slow.
That's scary, man. Because it is. It's like nothing but sand. And
Yeah,
dirt,
I actually have a
mountains.
pretty crazy Vegas story that I didn't think I was going to bring up, but I think it's worth bringing up.
I think it's appropriate.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it,
So,
man.
me, my roommate, and this other kid, we went to Vegas for spring break in 2016,
All right.
celebrating our senior year in college. We're like, let's go have some fun. And so we go there, we're having a blast, like doing whatever, and we're like, oh, let's go to a strip club. And so
You sick pervert.
I was dating someone, so I didn't really care to be there. I was just kind of sitting in the background. And so like one of my friends, he just got really upset with one of the strippers for some reason. And so he pokes her in the butt with a Corona, with like the
Wow. What a
the
legend.
bottle.
I know.
So he pokes her in the butt, and then she turns around and throws a drink. I don't know if it was water, or vodka, whatever,
was
in his
pissed.
face. And so he was pissed. He literally went to the bar, got a drink just to go find her and spill it on her. And so he gets kicked out, and it's just me and my other roommate. And
Damn.
this was the roommate from Vietnam, so he
Nah.
came to America. It was kind of hard for him to find somebody, so he was pretty like, I kind of want to do something. And so
Yeah.
he's like, let's find a prostitution ring.
Oh my
And I was
god.
like, I'll go with you, but I'm just going to sit there. And
This is turning into a hangover movie.
yeah. And so
Legit.
we drive out to some like abandoned brick building. Like the cab driver took us there. He's like, I got you guys. Like, I'll bring you to the right place. And so he takes us out to this brick building, and immediately I start like panicking. Like my anxiety kicks in. I'm like, something bad's gonna happen.
We're gonna
here.
get robbed or something.
And so I'm like, all right, let's go inside. Well, I didn't say let's go inside. He wanted to go inside. And so we go inside, and then 5 or 6 women just come out into the lobby, and it's like pitch black in there. Like you really can't see anything.
It's a hotel?
No.
Or
It's just
motel
like
or
this
something,
empty
the lobby?
brick building.
Okay.
And like it's a
Even
prostitution
worse.
place.
Yeah. Okay.
And so the main lady says, all right, you can have your pick between one of them. And that's when I just fled. I just got up and I just ran out the door.
And you left him behind?
No, I said, let's get the hell out of here.
You're just like, peace, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, sorry, man, but no, I can't do this. We're getting out of here. And so we get back into the cab, and then we race back to the hotel. And he was just like,
the cab driver's still out there?
what?
Did the cabbie wait for you, or did you?
Oh
call
yeah,
another
he was
cab?
still out there. He knew we were going to come out at some point, which is nice to know.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, definitely.
That makes
And so
that
he
makes
brings
more
us back to the
sense.
hotel, and I was pissed. So I like ran upstairs, and then me and this kid, we ended up getting in like this fist fight. And
the Vietnamese kid?
yeah,
Your roommate?
my roommate
Your
at
friend.
the time. And dude,
guy.
I just like
That's
we
with
were
you.
like going back and forth. I was yelling at him like, "Why'd you put us in that in that situation?"
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And he, like, I just snap and I just tackle him. Like, I wasn't gonna try to because he was a lot smaller than me. I wasn't gonna try to fight him. I was just like mad, so I was gonna wrestle him. How guys do it. And then he ends up like punching me in the face a couple times. We just like got into it. But
I mean, dude, I
Yeah.
would have been so pissed. Like
That's hectic.
because you trust the person you're with,
Right.
like, and then they just drive you, like, you go somewhere random like that.
yeah, I mean, looking back, it's like a funny story.
Vegas,
but
baby.
Yeah,
Vegas,
for
baby.
Vegas, baby.
years, I was like, I can't believe, I haven't talked to him since.
That's wild.
So,
You know what?
Since Vegas?
well, we were
Or since,
roommates,
like,
so
yeah.
we came back and then we just were cordial for a couple months, and I haven't talked to him since.
That's pretty funny.
you
Yeah.
know what that tells me?
What?
He is not a real friend.
Definitely not.
Great band, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't want to talk about me too much. What's
No,
going
man.
on? What else did you do there?
I feel
Anything?
like I feel like I talked about
When we went for his bachelor party, one of the cool things we did was the zip lining, and you like lay
Yes.
like Superman, and you go across all of Old Vegas.
Oh, I've seen that.
like the old
so
strip,
sick.
and then you end up like right next to Circa at the end. It's really cool.
Circus.
And like you start like 7 or 8 stories up,
Yeah, it's high.
and then
it's
you
high
just
up.
like soar across all of Vegas.
You see
It's
everyone
really cool.
below you.
or not, Old Vegas.
It's called Old Vegas. It's like Fremont Street.
Dang.
It's not like. Did you go there?
No,
It's
I don't
not
think
like,
so.
It's not like near the strip. You have to take an Uber like 10.
So
15
yeah, we
minutes away.
definitely need to go there. That's
Yeah.
where like the Pawn Star shop is, like up in northern Las Vegas or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm afraid of heights, so like when I go
Oh,
up to
yeah,
something
okay.
really high, like I really have to poop.
Okay.
So like, if I were to go up there, dude, I think I'd be spraying all over the people.
You sicko.
I don't think I
You
could hold
sick
it.
pervert. Just
I don't know if I'm
Going
flying
all over the
over and I'm,
staircase.
I
Have
think
you ever
I would
flown
let
in like a
loose.
small plane?
No.
Because like for me, like
Yeah.
looking over like a 2 or 3 story like ledge, that freaks me out. But I can fly in a small plane and it doesn't bother. I've been skydiving. Alex and I actually went skydiving together before.
Mm.
I don't think I could ever do bungee jumping. That scares the living hell out of me.
Yeah.
I'm always nervous about the cable. You
Yeah,
always hear it.
exactly.
It's either
It's gonna
snapping
snap.
or breaking your back, or it stretches too far where you hit your head on impact. I mean, that's so messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
No,
I
thanks.
don't think they inspect
Pass.
those
Yeah.
ropes very much.
especially when you're on like a resort or you go to like a tropical island and they're doing stuff like that off bridges. They don't care.
Dude,
They
yeah.
want your money.
One thing Lindsay and I did on our honeymoon in Maui, we went parasailing. And you're 800 feet up behind this boat.
Damn.
It's really, really cool. But a couple of times, like the cable like creaks and screeches, and it was a little sketchy. But like
Yeah.
at this point, we're up here. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
The
too
You at
late.
least have a
part
chance.
is like because,
Yeah.
like the boat's obviously going like enough to keep you up there, but like you're so far behind the boat and up in the air that you don't hear anything. It's just silent.
Mm.
So it's really cool.
Because you're going with the winds and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and
that's
like-
cool. It's like hot air balloon. You like
Kinda,
going with
yeah.
the not really, but like the fact it's so quiet.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. That
But
was.
if that breaks, you have water to land on, which is okay. If it was like
I
cement,
mean, it's 800 feet. You're probably gonna get jacked up if you fall.
You have a chance, though.
You definitely
have a
just,
chance.
Like, do a
I
swan
was on
dive or
pencil
something.
dive,
Yeah,
yeah.
pencil
Yeah,
dive.
pencil dive. Yeah, if you have a gun, you can like do what Ice Cube did in Triple X, where he like shot the water. And
Yeah,
it,
I
like,
wasn't gonna do that though.
made all the
No.
bubbles come up. So
That's
we
a
could
great
dive
movie.
in.
Awesome
Yeah,
action
I was gonna
movie.
actually do a cannonball, but that sounded a little
break my
painful.
knees.
Dang, you would have flooded the whole island if
Yeah,
you
dude,
did
they
that.
probably would have. That would have been, pre-fire. RIP.
When it comes to things like that, you're either committed 100% or you're not.
Exactly.
Like we jumped out of a plane, dude.
I don't think
That's
it
it.
gets more like
That's it.
dangerous.
So
than
when
that.
we went
No.
skydiving,
No.
we were on the way up, and it was my wife's first time, Lindsay's first time, and she said, I think I said, how long is the free fall before you pull the chute? And he said, well, it depends how like crazy you want it. And Lindsay looks at the guy, and they made eye contact, and she goes, he wants crazy. And I'm like, come on, like you're gonna scare the crap out of me. So we get up there, and the first time I went skydiving, you like wrap your legs around the edge of the plane, and you just rock, like you roll yourself out, and you go like 1, 2, you go.
yeah.
This time we're like kind of like crab walking up, and this dude just like pelvic thrusts us into a backflip out of the plane, and I'm just like seeing the Earth come back into view, dude. It was so funny and like it was really cool actually.
It was.
Because like that's a little bit outside my comfort zone, and it was really fun.
Dang.
Yeah,
that sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
It was. You have to just do it.
I did this thing called the Tarzan swing in Costa Rica, where you basically are like up on this platform super high, and then you just kind of like let go, and you just swing like way out off a cliff.
Oh damn! Yeah.
And
yeah.
The guy kind of he pissed me off, man. Right before I was about to go, he goes, no, wait. And I know they do that. They try to
Yes.
really scare you. And I
Right.
think because I was a guy, he's like, I'll mess with this guy.
Yeah,
but
of
he did that,
course.
dude.
And he really scared you.
I think a little poopy came out.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. That was scary.
Dude. Yeah, a little head of the pee.
I won't go back to Costa Rica though. There were too many. There's
Really?
too many ways to die there. Like you got snakes in
Why,
the
you don't wanna
trees.
die?
We saw a snake up in a tree. I'm like, I didn't know snakes could climb trees.
It's a
And then
snake.
we saw tarantulas
It's a
and
snake.
scorpions on the ground.
Pass.
I'm not, yeah.
Dude,
That's
scorpions.
like I'm dying to go to Australia, but like the insects and
Yo.
bugs and spiders and snakes there, like that would like terrify me. I've seen videos of like gigantic spiders in
Yeah.
Australia, and I'm like,
they
I don't
have the
know.
weirdest creatures.
They really do.
really do. Man, they like the weirdest bugs, insects.
Mm.
You got your cute little kangaroos, but they'll even like break your chest with their.
Yeah. I
With their
feel like
back
one of you guys
legs.
sent me a video the other day of a kangaroo like attacking some
Oh
guy.
yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
I don't
Was that
remember.
me?
I don't know.
I don't know, but one of you guys I saw, the kangaroo was like fighting some guy and he
Yeah.
like kicked him in the chest and sent him packing.
But the surfing,
Oh yeah.
Gold Coast, Australia, like bucket list. I have I have family that lives out there. They came and visited when I was growing up, and they're like probably a little bit older than I am, maybe 10, 15, 20 years, something like that.
Mm.
But they're like, yeah, come visit whenever.
Okay.
But the part that sucks is the 17-hour flight
17
That's-
or
hours.
14-hour, whatever it ends
wild.
up being, dude. And it's long.
I gave you guys props when you
Hawaii
when you
was
were
a
in
lot.
Hawaii, dude.
Yeah,
That's
we did,
a
we did
long
6 hours
time.
to Phoenix and then 6 hours to Hawaii. And then the way home, we did 5 hours to San Jose, a 5-hour layover, and then a 5-hour flight home, red eye to Boston.
That is a long ass flight,
Yeah,
And
it
with
was
the
a lot.
time change, I mean, I don't know.
and
It's-
not being able
it's
to
tough.
stretch really,
Oh
and
my
like
gosh.
having to go to the
So
bathroom.
we
and
just booked our
stuff.
flights yesterday for Alaska for June of next year,
Nice.
and so we're doing nonstop from Boston to Vancouver for our cruise, and then we fly
Sweet.
back from Anchorage. We go Anchorage to Seattle and Seattle to Boston, but it's a
Okay,
lot,
that's
dude.
cool.
Flying
I know.
can take a toll on you, and
It's
if you
weird.
get sick
It does.
on a flight on the way to a cruise, they like lock you in your room basically.
oh my god.
Like you can't enjoy like the amenities of the cruise, and like you pretty much get confined to your room.
Like a sick
Jeez.
sickness,
Like,
or
if you
like,
got
or just
COVID,
like
they're
a
not gonna let you
COVID,
out.
yeah. But like, what if it was a cold or something?
I probably
That's fine.
wouldn't even say
Yeah, I know.
anything. I'd just deal with it. And go.
yeah, exactly.
I probably even if I got COVID, unless like it really beat me up, I'd probably just like go with it.
Yeah, I feel like if I did get COVID and I was on cruise, I'd probably want to be in my room anyway. Like when you have it,
Oh,
it's you're just like so you can't enjoy anything.
Yeah, it
No.
sucks.
But I don't mean to talk about COVID again because we did it.
No, it's fine.
gonna
It's,
start
it's
murdering
always a hot
flies.
topic these days. Yeah,
But,
I know.
Yeah, dude, I'm really excited for Alaska. My grandpa was like a big like hunter, fisher, outdoorsman, and they took a cruise to Alaska, and he said it was the most beautiful place he'd ever seen.
Yeah, you can see
And-
some
and
glaciers
actually,
falling
Lindsay's
off.
been on a
Oh,
cruise to
man.
Alaska, and she said it's just incredible.
Yeah,
See,
I'm
I-
saying, dude, you got to go surfing when you're out there. I mean, I know the water's probably like 25 degrees, but
Surfing on icebergs.
And there's some
actually,
killer
I was
whales.
talking to a coworker today, and he said that when he went, Keith, you know Keith,
Oh yeah,
he said that when he went, he did a deep sea fishing for like salmon trip, and I was like, that is like on my bucket list. Like I need to do
Yes.
that. That
Do you like
sounds
salmon?
Awesome. I love salmon.
Yeah.
And I
There
love
you go.
fishing.
You take some home with you on the plane.
So he said,
what is that
He
smell?
said that if
I
you
know.
catch it,
Woo!
like where you go out, there's like a processing plant. So if you catch salmon, which typically you do, you bring it back, they'll process it and package it and mail it home to you.
That would be awesome.
So that would be really cool.
That is such a sick idea.
That's
Yeah.
that's
That
as
is so
fresh
cool.
as you
I
can
would-
get.
Yep.
Like I got to start like planning these things. So that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind being on boats. I don't get, like, at least right now, knock on wood, but I don't get motion sickness at all.
Well, especially on a cruise ship, you
Yeah.
don't even feel it because it's so freaking big.
So Lexi is
She has motion sickness.
she like the boat thing. She gets motion sickness, but on like a lake, she's fine. And she's grown up. You know, she grew up on the lake, basically like her grandparents, always on the lake during summers and during summer times, and she was fine. But I've never been on a cruise, nor has she, and we're kind of like, from all the horror stories
You
we've
really
heard.
don't feel anything.
Well, no, the feeling more so just like the sicknesses, like people getting like passing like stomach bugs and like
Yeah.
Oh
the
yeah.
norovirus. But I would do it once. I just
The craziest thing about the cruise is like, unless you get a balcony or like a window, you're in the middle of the boat. So you don't have windows. You turn
No.
the lights off. It's just pitch black for as long as you want it to be. So when I went on
Wow.
the cruise, I was like 10 years old. My brother was 18. I think we shared a room and our parents had a room. And like the housekeepers were like, my parents came to find us because we slept till like 1:32 in the afternoon because we had no
Wow.
idea. It was just pitch black and like
Yeah.
we were exhausted from traveling and stuff. And so my parents came to find us, and the housekeepers were like waiting outside for us to like get up or something. They're like, "Yeah, they're still sleeping."
Oh my god.
it's funny you say the housekeeping because when we were in Vegas, it was like 9:00 in the morning, 9:30 ish in the morning, and we were just getting up, and I guess they had been knocking and we didn't hear it, but maybe that's why we woke up. So there was no response. So then they opened the
it.
door, and I was just in my boxers, and I was like, no, like, we're okay. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I was just like, yeah, it's okay. Like, come back. Just, do you need housekeeping? And they're like, no, we're okay. Like, and I'm standing there like, you can go.
Get out of
Close the
here,
door.
lady.
Yeah, like, I'm literally like basically naked. I was like,
It's
yeah.
it's funny. They like I don't know about like Vegas, but on the cruise they like fold up all your towels into like like an ostrich or like a
Oh, yeah.
a
Oh,
swan
yeah, yeah.
or something
They do the
crazy.
same thing.
Origami.
Yeah.
They
Even your
origami.
toilet
I was
paper.
talking to Keith. He said that they went on an excursion and they went on like a hike through the rainforest out of Juneau in Alaska.
That's cool.
yeah, really cool. I'm definitely gonna add that.
Rainforest, yeah.
Yeah. So they came back all like wet and muddy. He said they put their clothes on the couch like when they came back. And he's like, we went to get dinner or something. We came back no more than an hour later. It was all washed, dried, folded, and like everything back, like all put back like on their like couch or bed or whatever.
Wow.
That's
That's pretty funny.
Wait,
That's
so you're
sick.
saying they make
That's sick.
the toilet paper into like shapes?
Oh yeah.
They put like hand
Yeah.
towels on your pillow that they like fold into like a swan.
But I mean, like the toilet paper.
The actual
I mean, like,
toilet
what if you're
paper,
wiping
yeah.
your ass with like something that's shaped like a praying mantis? That's
Then
gonna hurt.
that's what you're wiping your ass with. Yeah.
Wow, yeah. you're
Your
gonna
ass
have
is praying for
Nice.
mantises.
It's gonna be a bloody night
Yeah.
for you.
Mantis-sites.
Manticides.
Jesus.
No, usually it's a triangle. They'll fold it up just so it's like, I don't know where to grab it.
But your toilet
but-
paper, that's wild.
But I've seen like roses, like origami, like roses, and the tissues, like tissue papers,
You know, it's funny.
Kleenexes.
Lindsay's
Yeah.
mom has a house cleaner, and she does the same thing.
That's so fun.
Like the toilet
It's
paper's
common.
folded, like they have the tissue like perfectly like folded out.
It's like a flower.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
It's making something beautiful for the seconds that it lasts
R-
before you
literally.
real dirty it up
Then you
real
wipe your
good.
ass with
Yep. And flush it down the toilet and send it on its way.
You're lucky you've had some
Bye.
like polite and nice maids, because when I first went to college, they didn't have enough dorm rooms, so they put a bunch of freshmen in a hotel.
That's
and so I
pretty
was
sick.
one of them.
I know.
And every day housekeeping would come by and like give you new towels and make your bed and everything. I actually don't think it was every day, but it was pretty frequently.
Okay.
3 times a week probably.
And they're doing this for college kids. They
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
hated
it's college
their
kids.
job.
So like, it's 9 a.m. and I'm,
30
I probably
racks of
drank a
beers.
bunch of 151 the night before. and that was my
Some
go-to.
Four Locos.
Same.
And they'd pound on the door and they go, housekeeping. And they weren't very nice.
Did you go to
man.
college
Like,
in like the Bronx?
No,
or-
it's Tampa.
not be sleeping.
Yo,
It was
wake
Tampa.
up. Hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically they pound on the door until you answered it. And sometimes I'd just be like, yeah, we don't need anything. And then they'd go away, but they'd always come back. You know, they really wanted to wake you up, I think.
They liked that. That was entertainment for
but
them.
I was there for, 4 months just in a hotel with a bunch of, college kids.
Is it on campus?
Damn.
No, it was just slightly off campus. So we didn't.
Not like enough to care.
And like the RAs did not care. They were
That's
just,
sick.
they were all checked out. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, we got lucky. I mean, living in a hotel your freshman year.
Was it
in
the whole
college-
freshman year?
Well, it was only half.
So, like,
and
your
then
fall
I
semester?
elected to move on campus, but
still.
which I'm
So-
glad I did because I met some cool
At,
people.
at San Diego State, you live in the dorms like your freshman year, and that's like literally all they provide. So after that, like, so our sophomore year, we got a apartment like affiliated with the school, but not like I guess kind of on campus, but not really like part of SDSU.
Okay.
And then junior year, we got a house. Senior year, I went back to an apartment. But yeah, just your freshman year. So like my brother went to UMass, and like you
Which
pretty
one?
much Amherst.
Okay.
You pretty much live on the dorms, or like they actually have like apartments affiliated too. So he lived there his senior year or something. But
right.
like that's like where you're in your dorms. Like you meet a lot of people, like you said. Like that's where you meet all your friends. Funny story. They actually put me. So I actually requested to be in a room with this guy that I met on like the Facebook page. You know, he seemed like a cool guy. We both surfed. Like,
Uh-oh.
yeah. So he was smart. I was not. And he was part of the honors. So they put me in the honors dorm with him. And like it was cool. I made some friends, but like it wasn't like my style.
Not the right friends.
And so I was doing ROTC for like a little bit. And so I ended up moving to a different dorm with all the ROTC guys. And like those are some of my closest friends to this day. And like I get over there and they're like, hey, like now that you're here, like let's go take some shots. Like welcoming me to the dorm, like probably like a month and a half into the school year. They're like, come on over, like we'll take some shots and we'll get after it. And I was like, all right, this is more my speed.
Yeah.
So I had fun with those guys, but
Sounds like us
yeah, exactly.
on a wider
21
scale.
shots.
Yeah.
21.
It's good when you're in school to have like different friend groups, I feel like.
Yeah.
You need the friend group that gets you drunk.
Right.
You need the friend group that makes you do your homework and go to class.
That was kind of like one group for me.
It was all one group.
My friends, like we all
Yeah.
partied, but we'd also go to the library and like get our shit done.
You'd
you know?
party at the library.
That's important.
No,
I remember I went to the library once with one of my friends, and he just loved going up to girls and saying stupid stuff. And he just went out and started handing out almonds to girls.
That is awesome. That's my kind of comedy.
Blueberry flavored almonds. You know those
That's-
like diamond ones that you can
right,
get?
right.
Yeah.
You know, it's so I went to school online because I was accepted into college in New York, went for like a month or two, and I just it was too
what
fast.
college did you go
It
to?
was Five Towns College.
Okay, I've never heard of
Yeah,
that.
it's a privately owned, like a private
School, yeah.
school. Yeah,
Yeah.
for Long Island or New York. Yeah, and it's for music and business and stuff. But I think for me, the transition was, and it's not for everyone, and it wasn't for me because it was just like, damn, like it was too quick. I didn't want to be in school at the moment. I was pursuing music. I was living with my dad.
Right.
That's all I could think about.
I remember applying to college. I wanted to go to like a mid-sized school, like Roger Williams or something, like 20,000 or I think it's more like 12 to 15,000. Like that sounded more like my speed.
Right.
I applied to some like aeronautical school in like Nashua or something that was like literally smaller than my graduating high school class. I was like,
Oh
I
my
can't do
God.
that. Like everyone knows everyone at that point.
Oh yeah.
And then I ended up going to San Diego State where there's like 35,000 people.
That's such a different, that's such a change of
I
scenery.
know. And it was a huge culture shock for myself. Like, you know, we grew up in New England. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what you're used to. And like, I'm out there. My first January, I think I told you before, it was like 90 degrees. And I seriously, like, I looked into transferring to UNH because they also had an ROTC program for Air
Okay.
Force. And I was like trying to pursue that at the time.
It's a great
But-
school.
Yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you're used to what you're used to. And then you go and you like have a completely different like lifestyle.
Mm.
And one thing about San Diego, like out here, like in New England, we get our rainy days. We've had a really rainy summer.
Real bad.
So out there, it's like, you know, 72 to 80 degrees and sunny every day. So you don't get like a lazy, like rainy, crappy day where you feel okay to like lay in bed. You could do that, sure, but you're like, I felt like a piece of crap. I'm like, it's gorgeous outside. I'm laying in bed, like trying to have like a relaxed, lazy day.
Yeah,
Right.
you feel guilty.
So the few
almost.
times it did rain, like we'd just hang out inside and like stay.
It wasn't an
relaxed.
Xbox day. It was like go out, surf.
Right, dude. I used to
Yeah.
surf between classes.
That's
It was
sick.
awesome.
That
That's
is
probably why
awesome.
a lot of like professional, just like skateboarders, come out of that area and like,
because you can do it year round.
yeah, you can always
never
play.
stop
You
practicing,
don't have to
yeah,
stay
yeah.
inside.
I think I don't remember if it was Ep 1 or 2, or even maybe the trash one. But I used to just like one summer I just surfed and skated if it was good waves, I'd go surfing. If it wasn't, I'd go skating. It was awesome,
Yeah.
dude. It was a lot of fun.
You were telling us about it, which is awesome. I think that definitely helps break up your professional, and I say that by like your school, like your school career,
Right.
and your personal. Like you need that freedom. You need to just get out there and
I used
do
to
what you
just
love.
like go out in front of my house. Like we had like a little like concrete wall, and I'd just like go up and like board slide it. And then my neighbor 2 houses over had a freaking mini ramp in their backyard, like
That's-
a 3-foot half
that's
pipe.
awesome.
So I'd go over there and we'd just be skating with the boys. It was so cool, dude. It was really fun.
It's such a cool culture to me.
Yeah.
The skateboard, surfing.
Yeah.
It's just chill, laid back.
It's funny because like
non-judgmental.
if you're a skateboarder, you're a skateboarder. If you're a surfer,
Right.
you're a surfer. But I did both.
Okay.
So I worked at this like skate shop, and I was a surfer. And
Okay.
I came in, they're like, "Oh, great, we got another surfer."
No.
Like I remember them saying that to their friends.
They're
I
like a
was
stay off my turf kind of.
yeah,
culture
but not,
sometimes,
I mean,
right?
Kinda, yeah. It was a little divided.
Depends. Yeah.
You know, it's San Diego. How mad can you get?
Yeah.
So when you had said your freshman year in college, you were at a hotel. So you remember the gas explosions here?
Yeah.
Okay.
In
5
Andover?
years ago.
Andover,
5
Lawrence.
years ago?
It was either 4 or
Yeah.
5 years ago. Yeah.
Holy
Yeah, I think it was like 2018.
Right.
I was working.
Absolutely.
Yeah, must have been 5 years ago because I'm going at 5 years at my company, and I was at a different company then.
Okay.
Yeah, what
Wow.
about him?
All right. So
I lived in Andover during that,
yeah. So
and I worked in Andover. So I came out that night. I was like literally walking out to my car, and I see like 3 or 4 plumes of smoke from like Lawrence.
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. If,
And I actually was going to get some work done on my car, like in New Hampshire, and I get a voicemail from my mother-in-law, not at the time, but now my mother-in-law, and she says, "Hey, I hope you're not going home. There's been like 100 explosions in Andover, North Andover, and Lawrence."
Oh, wow.
yeah.
I'm like, "What?"
homes are literally just like blowing up randomly.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
killed
So I didn't
people.
go home. I literally went to Lindsay's mom's house. Lindsay was at college at the time at UNH,
Okay. Yeah.
and I just like literally went to her house and never went back to my house for like 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, I
I
don't
never went
blame
back.
you.
I
had to
never
go,
went
like,
back
get
to my
clothes,
condo.
like buy clothes and stuff.
Yeah, I went to my parents for a bit, but he was able to stay at the hotel.
Yeah, so
That's
they
why
put-
I brought that
I was
up.
Oh,
thinking that
yeah,
too.
so
So,
what-
so they put me in
yeah.
a hotel for like, I mean, the whole time was like probably 3 months. I stayed at her mom's house for like a month, maybe a little bit less. And like I was able to stay at my house, but like I was terrified to like turn on the electricity. Like I went to grab my
Yeah.
clothes and my Xbox, and I just did not turn the lights on. And like when I pulled into town, they were literally still going house to house, making sure everybody was gone.
Wow.
It was like an
and mine-
apocalyptic, like
Dude, seriously, my
event,
neighbor's
yeah.
house, my neighbor's house had a fire from the gas explosions. Like the next door neighbor, and I was renting. It wasn't my house, but like still scary.
Yeah, I remember somebody, like a chimney fell on someone and
Yeah,
killed them,
in
I
Lawrence.
think.
Dude, yeah,
That was
it
the one.
it
The one
was
casualty
so
is
wild.
it kind of like blew up the inside of their living room, and the chimney just like tipped over on their car. And they were in the car.
Oh, my God.
I remember
but-
walking out into because I was at work later than I guess others, and the group of people who were still working, we walked out to the parking lot, and I wish I left earlier because I wouldn't have been stuck in like 2 hours of traffic.
I heard that it was crazy.
Dude, it really did feel like 9/11. Like we looked up, there were like 3 or 4 helicopters. There were like stacks of black smoke.
Yeah, plumes of smoke
Just-
everywhere.
And like sirens going off.
Yeah, you
It
probably
was-
have no idea what is
So
going
it was
on.
for
it was
people
scary.
listening and watching, what happened was the gas company that ran most of the gas in those 3 towns that we listed basically overpressurized the pumps, or I'm sorry, the pipes.
Yes.
Like 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Yeah. Shout out Columbia Gas. Thanks for that. They overpressurized the pipes by like 5 or 6 times, which is like super illegal, and that's what caused all the pressure and explosions.
Why'd they do that? Was it just an
I
accident?
think they were testing something, and they just like
Oh.
literally just
Wasn't the maintenance like they hadn't done any like preventative maintenance for a long time too?
Probably, yeah.
They were like slacking on
they
checking that
they
everything
gave them
was okay.
like a couple weeks to kind of like figure their stuff out and get everything in order, and they did nothing. So the state of Massachusetts, like the local government, said, you know, we're going to hand this over to a different energy company to handle this because this company is not doing jack, you know what. So
And driving on the highways, like there were abandoned movie theaters with those huge parking lots and Columbia Gas trucks and like
Oh,
trailers
yeah.
and RVs. They were living there because they were paying their employees to stay on site. I think they were coming from all around the country.
oh yeah,
Wow.
the
It was
people I dealt
nuts.
with were
It
from
was
like
nuts.
Georgia.
Okay, yeah.
And like we literally went to Andover Town Hall, and they like gave us like hot plates, like a like a little like George Foreman looking thing.
Yeah.
So you can cook food. And then anything I went out, like I'd go out to the 99 to get dinner. Anything I'd come out and like buy for food, they'd reimburse all my purchases.
I guess I didn't realize how serious that whole thing was. I remember hearing about it. I think I must have.
It really was.
I
so
must have been living in
finally-
Somerville, but
Yeah, so finally they gave me a hotel because they're like, oh, we can put you by Logan. I'm like, I live 5 minutes from my job. I'm not moving down to Logan and then paying tolls every day and then driving an hour up to Andover. And
Even if they
so-
compensated you, that's not worth it, man.
So finally I was like, do you guys have any hotels in like Tewksbury or Woburn or like anywhere in that area? And they're like, oh, did you say Woburn? I'm like, yeah. They're like, all right, we have a hotel there. So they put me in the Hilton there. And I had all the boys come down. We were like,
Dude.
we just like drank and played Xbox in the hotel room and like went out to the hotel bar.
they
and,
had
like,
a pool. Yeah, they had a pool table, an actual pool.
Yeah.
The bartender, wasn't her name like Wendy or
I don't know,
Karen
dude.
or something?
That's so long
She was
ago.
kind of. She was very like bossy, but it
Yeah,
was
they
funny.
like did not like us.
No, they were like, "What can I get you?"
We went out and like got like drinks and limes, and we came back and like we don't have the amenities you're used to. Like we had to
No.
like buy a knife at Market Basket because like we didn't have anything to slice the limes.
God forbid.
What a wild
Yeah.
time though.
Yeah.
Seriously, like 2020 and the explosions, like what a time to be alive, man.
And then
like,
recently we've had a ton of flooding
oh
in the area,
man,
like ruining businesses.
yes,
So
like,
like
5-6 feet of water,
this place Alex and I used
almost
to go get
covering
lunch
cars.
pretty frequently. Like they flooded.
What was it? Which place?
It's called Jamie's in North Andover.
Okay.
Just like a tavern, a bar, or whatever. But we'd go there and get lunch sometimes from work because it was like 5 minutes from our work, and they flooded.
Oh wow.
And a lot of places did flood. And like even Lawrence was on the news. They like this woman like drove like under an overpass and was like in water like 4 feet high, and they had to like literally rescue her with the fire department.
Wow.
I can't believe how high the water was, man. Like you picture like your standard sedan, like a I don't know Toyota Camry,
Literally up to like the window.
up to almost the entire window.
Yeah.
Wow.
And their dams in North Andover, anyway, specifically, like it's privately owned. So those dams like filled up. That's why like that whole area just got completely flooded.
Dang.
Flooded basements, flooded cars.
I'd still probably take that over some of the problems that other parts of the country have.
Like all the fires.
The fires.
At least I
'cause,
can
mean,
swim.
Yeah, like, water it creates maybe some mold and like, but it goes away. But, those fires, they just destroy everything.
When Hurricane Sandy came, we went on a mission trip down to New Jersey and did like flood cuts. So we'd cut like the first like 3 or 4 feet of a wall down to the ground and like basically replaced it all with like new drywall. But
Oh, wow. Yeah, drywall just sucks up all
yeah,
the water.
it
It's
does
so
ruin
bad.
a lot of stuff. But
Yeah, it's definitely true.
yeah, crazy.
Speaking of ruining stuff, carnivore. I heard you've been doing that diet. How's that going?
So I did it back in the beginning of the year. I wanted to lose some weight for my wedding. I heard it does wonders to your body. Like you feel really good. I had some friends that did it and they felt great. They looked like, they were cut. They lost a lot of weight. So I wanted to try it and I did it for a little while and I really enjoyed it. It's as far as diets go. I mean, you're eating steak, you're eating eggs, you're eating bacon. Like, how could you complain?
So
It's
what's like a day, like let's say for breakfast, bacon and eggs, probably?
Yeah, bacon and
And
eggs.
then
I mean,
lunch.
and
Day in the
like,
life of Matt.
and like so.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Carnivore
Pretty
Matt.
much like you want to like have like a big meal. The idea is that the protein holds you over. So you have like 5 or 6 eggs,
Mm-hmm.
6, 7, 8 pieces of bacon. Like,
That sounds good.
I mean, you could do any, like I was cooking hamburger and putting in omelets. And then I'd typically like, I don't know. I'm not much of like a lunch guy. So I'd have like breakfast and then I wouldn't eat and then I'd have dinner, which would be like steak. And then I'd also have like hard boiled eggs, just to, like throw something in there. But the idea for
yeah.
carnivore is that you cut out carbs and sugar.
So were you drinking like coffee or anything? Like I feel like I would need
I
some
was,
coffee.
and they say coffee's an inflammatory because it comes from a coffee bean.
Oh yeah, like
but,
a legume.
Like a lot of people, like that's like the one thing they do is like they have coffee, and another thing they do is add like avocado because it helps with like your digestion.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like if I were to do a diet that's that restrictive, I would need caffeine because I get in such a bad mood. Because I've tried stuff like that before. I just need to have the caffeine.
I mean, like a lot of people
Same.
say like, oh, cut coffee and wait till you see like what happens to yourself. Like a lot of people say like it's great.
you turn
but,
into a
like,
monster.
I can't either. Like I enjoy coffee. I kind of need it, like waking up early to work and stuff. So
Yeah, especially like working from home. It's like nice to have a hot cup of coffee right
Yeah.
next to
That's
you.
my
like-
favorite part of the morning, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. Yeah, I guess it could be some sort of an addiction because I know caffeine is like what
it's
you're.
a drug.
Yeah, it is, and I know like that's what you're craving. But I truly just like the flavor.
Yeah.
And you can ask
And I drink
anyone.
it black. I don't add cream or sugar or any of that garbage. I just drink it straight black, and I enjoy
do a little
it.
cream,
It's
no
really
sugar.
easy to get used to because I was like a big cream and sugar guy. I like the
Okay.
sweets.
Mm,
But as soon as I kicked all that, I just started drinking black coffee, and it was easy peasy.
So when you do carnivore, does that include like dairy? Because that's technically from like a
Yeah, so you can have
cow.
cheese. Like
Okay.
certain cheeses don't have many carbs,
Gotcha.
and basically you're cutting out all the carbs and sugar. So I lost like 17 pounds, like in the
wow.
first like 2-3 weeks. Like seriously, like as soon as you cut out carbs and stuff, your body detoxes, gets rid of all the toxins, and like you get used to it a little bit. But like I dropped weight quick.
Yeah, because I did keto for a couple years, which
It's
isn't
pretty much
it's
the same
similar,
thing. It's just with
but
vegetables and fruit.
yeah. Well, no, I didn't. I don't think I did any fruit when I was doing it. I just like did so much fat and a lot of protein.
So
and,
that's the thing.
It felt good, like just not doing any sugar, but I always needed coffee.
So people are like, "Oh, how do you get your energy?" But like, your body feeds off of fat and burns fat for energy. So that's how you lose weight doing it.
Right. Like
So-
the preferred source of fuel for your body is fat.
It's fat.
Yeah,
Your body
that's why
wants
it's like
to
the
burn it.
ketogenic diet, because it's like your body's running off ketones.
Yeah,
Versus
Ketosis.
Yeah, ketosis.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
yeah. So, like for me, like now I'm gonna start it up again, and like I'm gonna start with more of a lean diet because I was eating a lot of bacon. I was eating a lot of fat because like it fills you up. It's delicious too.
Right.
Like bacon. Come on.
Yeah.
But
Love bacon.
if you have more of a lean diet, your body will feed off of the fat that you have, and that's how you lose weight. And then also you got to lift weights. If you're building muscle, it's burning fat.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really for like you're supposed to be pretty active in this diet, especially if you're eating a lot of fat. And like my friend that does it, like he doesn't. He's like has like no fat,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he just eats it because that's what gives him energy.
It's ironic because people think like, oh, if I eat fat, I'm gonna get fat, but it's
no,
really
fat's
not the
good
case.
for you. Your
Yeah.
body
Yeah.
wants to feed off of fat to burn fat to make energy.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
helps you create hormones and like absorb fat soluble vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin
There's
K.
a lot of vitamins you get from meat and stuff. So
Yeah, and like, but you
And
you
protein
need
from
fat
eggs
in
and
the
stuff.
presence of protein or carbs to actually absorb what you're, like if
Right.
you're drinking a protein shake, you want to add some fat to it. Like I add MCT oil to my protein shakes because it helps you absorb more of like,
and you need that,
nutrients.
especially like
Okay.
if you were to do this diet, you would need to eat a lot of fat to burn for energy.
oh, definitely.
because you don't have much.
Yeah.
I do. So I'm like, if I don't eat as much fat, if I eat more of a lean diet, my body will start like burning the fat that it has, and I'll lose weight. So
Well, and that's what happened
That's
to
a
me
goal.
is when I was doing
stay
keto.
tuned.
Same. Yeah.
When I was doing keto, I lost almost too much weight. Like I don't have a lot to lose, so when
Right.
I was doing it, I got really skinny, and so that's why I stopped doing it because I was like, I'd love to have a little extra weight because then you could do a diet like that. I love those low carb
The
diets.
cool
They
thing
make me
about
feel
the
great.
carnivore diet is like it's very base level. So your body detoxes, gets used to it, and then you can start adding things in. So you can see like if you add fruit, if you want to eat strawberries and kiwi and raspberries, maybe your body reacts to it weird because of the sugar in it, or maybe it doesn't and it enjoys it and like does well. So like it's a very baseline diet that you can add things into and like kind of learn what works for your body and what doesn't.
Do you still like
That's
drink
smart.
on it, like alcohol?
Yeah, you can like drink wine. It's pretty low calorie.
Okay. Yeah,
And,
you
like-
probably if you stick to like the vodkas and stuff.
Yeah,
that's
vodka
probably
soda.
low.
I'm not drinking beer. I barely drink beer, but I mean,
Yeah,
That's
beer
boring.
is like
Love
liquid
these.
Yeah,
bread.
I know.
Beer is liquid
Legit.
bread.
It is.
You know what I mean?
And I love
it's gonna.
beer, as you
Dude,
know.
I love
Yeah.
bread. It's gonna. That's the hardest part. And
Dude.
honestly, when I did it, I was really craving fruits. And like the whole idea is like when you start doing this, you don't crave those things. You don't crave carbs. You don't crave sweets. You don't crave sugar. But Lindsay would like sit down next to me and like crack open an orange, and I'm like drooling. I'm like, oh my god, it smells
Yeah.
so good.
There's nothing like a delicious
So like,
orange.
like I
that
said, like you
sweetness.
can add things
Yeah.
back. So like I'm actually gonna start doing. Actually, I have started doing this like Beyond Greens. Just like a little shake, just to get my vitamins
cool.
and nutrients from like.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
was.
dude, there's lion's mane in it. Like, have you ever
Yeah.
seen that?
Yeah, the
It's a
mushroom stuff.
but it,
Yeah.
like literally looks like a lion's mane. It's a superfood. There's like so many health benefits from this stuff. So
Yeah, I take cordyceps in it's like this supplement that I've seen on Joe Rogan before. It's like On It brand. I forget. It's like some supplement, but it's got cordyceps in it. And I swear that stuff makes me super talkative. So like if I know I'm gonna have a call for work, I'll take some.
Is that similar to the stuff he,
So-
like his focus? It's like a supplement he takes all the
Yeah,
time.
I
and
think
he's
it's
like,
called-
I can't.
does that give you energy? You think is that what?
Oh
it is?
yeah, well there's some caffeine in it. I think there's like green tea with this supplement, but I'm telling you, the cordyceps itself, like I never shut up. So it's perfect if I have a call,
Dude,
you know.
take it for the pod.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah.
We
Start
should all
promoting
take
it. I know.
But yeah,
Involved.
Add it.
It's I'm excited to get back to it. It's
Hell
tough.
yeah, man.
It's not easy.
Nope. It's never
I
easy.
get, you get a lot of cravings, like to kick carbs, like your body wants that stuff because you're
Right.
used to it.
Yeah.
So to kick carbs and sugar, it's like my biggest thing is like I'll have dinner and I'll have like my meals and stuff, but like I just snack. I snack too much and I need to cut that out. And so if I eat these like high protein, high fatty meals, like hopefully the idea is that I fill up and I don't go and eat that stuff, and then your body works with it.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you have something to distract you too, that's what I would always do on keto. I would have to distract myself with
I need
something.
to like play video games or something.
Yeah, just to like keep my mind off
Rocket
food.
League.
Initially.
I know.
It's like you said, like
Rocket League.
You go through a detox phase.
Right.
So like if you
And it's
just
tough. Like your body has to get used to it. So like, not to get gross, but like you're getting rid of everything in your system because of your body's getting used to it. But after a couple weeks, it's just normal. It's crazy.
Because then you get used to it. Yeah. I know they say like don't deprive your body. Like do it in portions.
Everything in moderation.
Moderation, exactly. Because then you get into those like withdrawals, and that's where the binge eating comes in.
So, like,
so
with this and like, dude, there's like actually carb withdrawals is a thing.
I'm
so, like,
sure.
You have to like, you can't just like cut cold turkey. Like one day you're eating bagels and enjoying life, and then you just stop.
right.
And like you can like not have a
and then
bagel
eating
every day,
seaweed.
but like if you stop having carbs, like after a few days, you kind of feel weird because like I said, your body's used to it. So
yeah.
it's tough. But
well, I've heard
I'm
what it
excited
is
for it.
is you're. I've
yeah.
heard
What it
it's
is
certain.
is-
What it is you have certain gut bacteria that gets developed when you're eating carbs. And so when you take out carbs, those bacteria, they start to die off. And what they do is they produce these metabolites, I guess you would call them,
Probably
and they
like
send them to
enzymes
your
of a
brain.
type.
It's like enzymes that they send to your brain saying, eat more carbs. We're going to die off if you don't eat carbs. And so once they die off and then you pass them, that's when the cravings go away. So it really boils down to like gut bacteria.
It's the hardest. Like I said, I like to snack. I'm a snacker for sure.
Me too.
But
definitely.
So you just have,
yeah.
like I got it dehydrated. I can make my own jerky. Like that's part of the diet. It's meat. I can eat, do hard boiled eggs. I can do like hamburger. I can make hamburgers or like do ground beef. Like I can add to omelets. It's as far as diets go, it's really not that bad.
Hard-boiled eggs with some salt.
Yeah,
Oh, so
Dude.
good.
That's my favorite,
Dude, it is awesome. It's the simple things too. Sometimes like
Dude, my friend that does it hardcore like literally eats like 15 eggs a day.
Wow.
cooked, boiled, or
Everything.
raw.
All
He'll do raw.
of it. Yeah.
Wow.
And he's probably in
So,
great shape.
I met him
Right.
actually from
Sure.
doing our moto camping. So we go do this like 100-mile ride twice a year, and we go camping for the weekend. And he'll just bring like he cooks. He's not a big fan of cooking, so he'll cook it all at once and then like kind of heat it up when he's ready.
Right.
So like he'll like literally cook steak, stick it in a Ziploc baggie, and like bring it in his cooler. And same with hard boiled eggs. And then he'll just like throw the steak on the hot top, just heat it up, make it seem like it was just cooked, and then eat it. So like it's really like you can do it on the go.
Yeah.
You're like almost tricking your
And, like
mind
for
too.
myself, like going to work, like I'm gonna have to like start bringing like hamburgers and like hard boiled eggs and like
But who
really being
ordered
good.
McDonald's in here? So
Dude, when
Wendy's.
I did it back in the spring, your former boss was like questioning me. He's like, "What are you eating?" And I was like, "You don't want to know." And I told him about it. He's like, "That's
Was he
wild."
intrigued? Yeah.
Yeah, he was intrigued. But it's I'm excited to get into it again and try and lose some weight and get in better shape and like pick up some.
Let's
more
check into
hobbies.
that in like a month from now. See
Dude.
how you're doing.
I'm hoping like you see up one and then like 6 months later, I'm looking, people say like after 30 days, it can take up to like 60, 90 days, but some people after a month, they feel amazing.
You should combine
That's
that
cool.
with some cold water therapy, man.
I should. That'd
Get
be
a little
tough.
ice bath.
So yeah, I believe we
Rubbermaid.
spoke about this on one of the last pods we recorded, but
yeah.
I was looking on because I know a few people who do this religiously, and they're just like, I
The
swear
cold
by it.
bath.
Yeah, and they even
Ice
take
bath.
showers like in the
That's what I
morning.
do.
They just go into the shower, freezing cold.
I
And-
like
and
cold showers.
They're
'cause I run hot.
bodybuilders.
Yeah.
I went on Amazon, and I saw these like inflatable pool things that you can put outside. I think they're like $30, $40. I'm like, winter's coming. Maybe I'll try it. Even you go out for 2 minutes, do 2.5 minutes, then go to 4 minutes,
What I've
5
heard
minutes.
is, and Danny's done it.
Yeah.
But I've heard it's hard to like. You really have to like do like 30 seconds.
I
And
know.
then like the next time you do like 35
because
seconds.
you
like, really
you
ease into
crush
it,
the
right?
ice on the top. You like break it
Yeah.
open.
The key is you can't expect to go in there your first time and be in there for 5 minutes.
No.
You should expect
no.
to go in there your first time and be in there for 5 seconds.
5 minutes probably feels like 5 hours.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
I've been able to do 5 minutes if I keep my arms out of the tank, but having your arms in is really it's a lot harder. But I swear, man, the mental benefits are where it's at. Like I know a lot of bodybuilders do it and everything, but for me, it was like when you get out of there, like I would get kind of cocky after I do one.
You're
I'd be
feeling
like,
good.
yeah, I'm tough shit, man. Like nobody's gonna
Right.
mess with me.
Ice cold.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I just love the it gets you out of your head, I feel like, because we're so accustomed to just being comfortable.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, I
we
agree.
start creating problems in our lives that are just first world problems, you know, like we worry about our image and whatnot. But that it really kicks you into this like
You just feel
this
good.
different mode where you're like, holy crap, nothing else matters. I just want to get the hell out of this tub. And so that's where I really
Did you like
benefit from
notice
it.
like thinking clearly, like clearer?
Yes,
So I met
very.
this guy came. I don't remember if you were at the gym, but back when Alex and I would go to the gym together, this guy came in that worked with us, and I think he worked under Chris or something. And he said,
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said he stopped drinking, and he's like, dude, you don't realize how like
It was in the locker
how
room. He was like
foggy-
talking.
he's like,
Yeah.
you don't realize how foggy you see and think until you cut that stuff out of your diet and like start seeing and thinking clearly. So you never know, I guess. But
I think what it does is it really it activates your central nervous system. You know, like you wake up in the morning, you have a coffee, and it's like, why do you do that? You do that because you want to get ready. Like you want your body to be ready for the day.
Right.
But this does that for you almost, you know, like it gets your adrenaline pumping, which you get from caffeine. It makes your blood flow. Like, you know, initially when you jump in, everything kind of tightens up. What happened?
I just can't imagine it. Like I was thinking this morning, I woke up.
It's like
I got up, I took a hot shower, and I couldn't get out. I was like, dude, I can't imagine taking a cold shower, let alone an ice bath. I'm like struggling to get
Okay.
out of a hot shower.
well,
Let me
you were
make-
talking about blood flowing, and then you started or something.
started
and I was like,
shaking
"What
his
are we
head, I was
talking
like-
about?"
Sick.
Well, let me tell you something, man. Cold showers are a lot harder than an ice bath. Way
Harder?
harder.
It is.
Way
It is.
harder because the water's trickling down you, and that hurts. Versus if you just jump right in,
You
it's
just
like
go
ripping
numb.
the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you rip a Band-Aid off, it's a lot
Right.
easier.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're in a shower, it's trickling down you, and it's like you got to start moving around. And,
Love it.
You know,
So as you know, like I've been dealing with anxiety for like so long, like probably since at least recognizing it since like 14
Whoa.
years old.
Sicko.
Sicko. And you know, I've been away a few times, and I've woken up and I've had the anxiety, and you know, Lexi would be like, "Why don't you take a cold shower?" So I've been trying to do that, and I do feel like it, like you said, it distracts you because it's so cold. I stop thinking.
Nothing
I
else
get out
matters.
I get out of
you
my
go to
head.
survival mode, probably.
Yeah,
You're like,
I get
need
out
to
of my
get
head.
Out of this.
Yeah.
So it does help.
That's
so
awesome.
I think incorporating that with workout routines and stuff.
Yeah.
We're
Hell yeah.
probably preaching, you know, the Bible, like this is a known thing, but it's true.
It's easier said than done too. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping to like look at our first like few episodes and then like check in like 6 months, a year later, and I'm hoping to be down some lbs. So
yeah, I think you will.
Hell yeah, man.
yeah.
We're
So-
gonna make this like a team effort. We're
That's
all
like,
gonna
dude,
check in.
Accountability is a
I
huge
know.
thing. Alex and I used to go to the gym together every day after work, and I'd be like ready to, you know,
It's awesome.
we'd say clink and drink. We'd go and
Yep.
have our protein,
Clink and drink.
our
Yeah.
pre-workout.
Pre-workout.
We'd cheers, chug it, and go and work out every
We'd
day.
fill it up in the kitchen.
How the hell would you sleep at night if you had pre-workout at that
Well,
time?
we'd go at like
Just wear out.
4,
Yeah.
yeah, and just bust our butt at the gym.
Dang.
Well, so you say that. So like the whole thing with the caffeine thing with the coffee. Yes, the caffeine is what I'm looking for, but it's also the taste because I'll be out for dinner or out to dinner, and I'll have an espresso or a coffee at like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and
Yeah.
I'll still be able to fall
It
asleep.
just hits.
It's
just
definitely different
delicious.
because I have
Yeah.
cappuccinos with dinner sometime. And
Yeah.
It's just you got to have it. Afterwards, you just want that sweet,
Right.
you know. But yeah, man, I think if you incorporate the cold water routine, keep up with the coffee
Right.
and the carnivore,
Yeah,
you'll,
I'm
you'll
excited.
definitely drop some lbs.
Yeah, it's tough, but like, I just gotta do it, and I did it before. It's doable. It's
Right.
tough, and like, my friend who like kind of gives me the guidance in this, my friend Jason.
What's up, Jason?
Shout out. He just says like,
Derulo.
yeah, Jason Derulo. No, he says he's like, you know, just do what I do, and he's like, if I'm cooking at home, like during the week, I enjoy, you know, I'm eating strict carnivore, but he's like, I don't want to be a pain when I go out to like dinner parties, so like, you know, he just enjoys himself like occasionally type of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, you got to have a balance.
Yeah,
I didn't have a
Balance is
balance for a while,
important.
and I had no social life. I just missed out on a lot of fun opportunities because I was doing keto, but sometimes you just gotta just drop
And
it.
like, dude,
and,
with the holidays coming up, it's so hard.
Everybody's making cookies.
Our friend, we'll have like Friendsgiving. We'll have like a Christmas thing, like
Halloween.
Dude, all the food, and then Halloween too. Like it's
all that
so
candy.
hard.
And now you're gonna have to attend, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
yeah. So,
Oh yeah. To kind of go off this health, I mean, it kind of does relate to health and like mental stuff, but mental health. Blink-182, man, released two new songs.
and this is like Alex and I are diehard fans.
Yeah,
Alex is like
diehard
he knows
fans.
everything Blink-182, and like
Yeah.
I've been listening to them since
Probably
I was a
bad.
little kid. Like, dude, we love them. Just punk rock is like our thing.
Yeah, punk rock, pop punk. It's I'm all about it. And so they have been on tour, like a world tour. They were so expensive. We wanted to go, but they were so
The
expensive.
cheapest tickets were like $350. We're like, it's just not
Yeah,
justifiable.
for nosebleed
And like I've
seats.
seen them before, so I'm like, not been there, done that, but like I'm happy enough to say no to those tickets because I've seen them.
Mm.
Right. So Tom, joined again, and he had been away.
Who's Tom? I don't know.
Okay, Tom DeLonge. He's like in my yed. He says head, but he says yed. In my yed. Yeah. He sings in I Miss You. He sings in he sings in all
Hello
of them.
there.
Yeah. Hello there.
The angel from my
Yeah, that
that's
one.
him.
So that's
Yep.
him.
Okay.
And all the small things is him. So One More Time is the like acoustic song they came out with, and then they also came out with like a regular song with drums and all that kind of stuff. More Than You Know, I believe it's called. But One More
Like
Time,
today,
dude.
right?
Today, yeah.
I haven't
Thursday.
even heard them yet because I was so busy today. But
Yeah, no, I hear you. Dude, the music video, and this is for the Blink fans that, like you said, like go way back and been listening to them forever. You love Tom. Because Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio had filled his spot for a while, and they came out with 2 albums with him. It's just not the same, and Tom DeLonge is back, and One More Time is basically about why did it take this long for us to like get back together, forgive each other, because they got into some fights.
it was also like why did it take like getting like one of them had cancer, like getting sick to like come back together.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And Travis was in a plane crash with that guy DJ AM. He was like a DJ, like mix, like a clubby kind of guy. It was only them two, and unfortunately, he passed away. He took his own life. So it's just him. But Travis was in that plane crash, and that brought them back together because they were in a hiatus forever.
Yeah.
And when they
It's
announced,
kind of like you don't realize like how precious life is until
No.
something happens. And,
Yes.
like, for
Dude.
something like that to like bring them back together, and that's what the whole premise is. One more time.
Yes.
It's like
Oh,
the music
I like
video,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away. I mean, all the Blink diehard fans have already seen it, I'm sure. But dude, they reenact all the scenes from past videos and past like Vans Warped Tour concerts as like their backdrops. I'm not kidding you, dude. I was tearing up. Like, it's just crazy, And life is short, man. And I think that's what they're saying. Like, keep your friends close, keep your family close, and like just do what you love, and like don't let these little arguments and stuff, divide you.
don't
because
tackle your Vietnamese roommate.
Yeah,
just
don't do
because
that.
You hate him.
I'd
But
say
if-
cheers to that. That's
Cheers, bro.
That's a good way to end it, I think.
Yeah.
way good. If you haven't listened to it, I'm sure by the time you see this, you may have already listened to it. If you don't know who Blink-182 is, or Blink-182 is not your jam, check it out. You might think they suck. You might think they're awesome.
Also, Martini
Yeah.
Boys, give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe. Check back in. We're going to be releasing every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And today, September 21st was our first.
I was about to
video
say 23rd.
We launched, so
Yes.
we're live and we're enjoying it. I think we have some great chemistry, and
Definitely.
I enjoy hanging out with you guys. You guys are some of my best buds, so it's
Hell
been
yeah.
a lot of fun. And so check back in.
That's why we're here.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Peace. Until next time. And as always, shake it up.